Hello YouTube, Gaming Goddess here, continuing my review on the .hack series. So here we have Volume 3, Outbreak. If you want to continue with all your items, money, and levels when playing this series, just remember to load up your save data from Mutation. And now we are ready to get into the review. Basically, to catch up on the story a bit without giving too many spoilers, Kite is our main protagonist who started playing the online game known as The World. He was invited by Orca right before he went into a coma after facing Skate. Ever since that day, Kite has been involved with way more than he could ever imagine on just an online game. With his new ally, Black Rose, Kite begins to unlock the secrets of the world in order to save the comatose victims leading up to the beginning of the attack on the virus, which is our main focus in Volume 3. After going through the emails, you will now gain access to a new server known as Sigma. Also, we are given an email from Helba about the virus cores that can be found in this server. Small monsters drop virus core G, medium monsters drop virus core H, and large monsters drop virus core I in the Sigma server dungeons. Make sure to collect a good amount of each virus core because it is something that is needed to gain access to the protected areas. Believe me, it is not fun when you find out that you are short a virus core, because you'll have to go back to a previous dungeon or to a random dungeon just to find the core that you need, and this can be way more tedious than it already is. Once we fully have control of Kite, we will be faced to solo a few things for the first few hours of the game. This makes the game super challenging, especially since we have a major mission to do before we can proceed and see why we couldn't party with anyone. Moving right along to the new characters in this game. If you read the boards often, like you should, you will find that one of the players needs help because she is lost in a dungeon. This is more of a side quest, I suppose, so technically you don't really have to do it, unless you want the new character. Aside from that, the only other character that we get is Balmug, but that doesn't really count since we've already met him in the first volume. At first he came off as a jerk-type character and hated Kite, but of course in Volume 3, Kite helps him defeat a data bug, and they talk about how their views of saving the world and Orca are the same, so we gain Balmug's trust and his member address. The battle system is the exact same as the last two games, so there's really no need to go into detail about this topic. The only difference is the battle and Outbreak are a lot harder than Infection and Mutation, even if you're 5 levels above the dungeon you need to be in to proceed. Just always be prepared for the moment you get that ever so frustrating game over screen. I love the overall graphics in this particular game series. It is extremely well done for an anime type game on the PlayStation 2. There are so many beautiful cutscenes, and we get some scary looking monsters, so what is there not to love about the graphics? Moving on to the pros and cons. Pros would have to be seeing the story continue, along with a lot more character development. We find out some pretty interesting things about a few characters who play the world with Kite, and the overall challenge this game has to offer is definitely a pro for me. The only real con I found with Outbreak was the midway boss felt too easy. I thought Kuvia was supposed to be super ultra powerful, and I beat it like it was nothing. I know I had a really hard time with Kuvia in Mutation, so there's really no excuse for a weak midway boss in Outbreak, especially if the overall gameplay is super difficult. Aside from that, Outbreak is probably the best out of the 3 volumes in the .hack series that I have reviewed so far. The story flowed extremely well and definitely knows how to build it up for the conclusion of the game. I've always said that I loved a good challenge when it comes to video games, and this game gave me the best challenge of my life. Outbreak gets a 10 out of 10 for me. This has been a Gaming Goddess review, and remember to keep on gaming.